Hello candidates, I am going to dictate you a passage based on Drdo. So please get ready for the dictation. The dictation will start after 15 seconds. During the initial negotiations in 1996, you may recall that at that time Sukhoi 30 MKI did not exist, only the Sukhoi 30 existed. A concept was evolved and the overall scheme of what kind of aircraft it will be incorporating canard thrust vector control of the engines and the load structures were not finalized. This evolved in the intervening period of 10 years. In these 10 years, a lot of changes have taken place and the aircraft today is a far more potent weapon system that it was envisaged to be earlier. In another assessment in 2002, the Russians informed us that it would not be feasible to upgrade the Sukhoi 30K because of three major reasons. They said that for accommodating the thrust vector control engine, you have to entirely change the rear portion of the fuselage where the engine has to be accommodated and the swiveling have to be changed, which have to be able to swivel in any direction, upwards or downwards, left or right. Then the second reason was that this aircraft Sukhoi 30 MKI can carry 2-ton additional weapon load as compared to Sukhoi 30K, and because of that the load carrying capability has gone up significantly. Therefore, the entire primary load structure have to be changed and have to be strengthened significantly, which will not be feasible to be done in Sukhoi 30K economically. Similarly, other reasons given by them was that the canard, which has to give the super maneuverability in Sukhoi 30 MKI, has to be fitted on a special structure in the fuselage. Also, in our utilization of Sukhoi 30K, we had utilized this aircraft primarily because it could carry out only in combat missions. For air combat, it has got much higher fatigue spectrum as compared to the multi-role capable aircraft. These were the things which could not be visualized in 1996. That is the reason why at that time they thought that it would be possible to upgrade the aircraft which was provided for in the contract, whereas when the actual time came, they advised us that it would not be possible. Even if you sink in money, it is going to be wasted. So looking at the cost economics, the decision was taken in consultation with the HAL and DRDO. You had mentioned Su-30 MKI. We are improving the Su-30 MKI. MKI is both India and Russia joint development. We are making flight, computers and many other avionics system. Part of them is manufactured in Russia with Indian parts and part of them is manufactured in India with Russian parts. So that kind of joint working is going on. We are persisting with the swap deal. We also had the similar kind of a thing. We discussed very intensely with the Russians, but the Sukhoi 30 aircraft is of a different generation. In fact, bulk of the system would be required to be changed. It cannot be upgraded. That is what the Russians and the Indian technical discussions have come to. So, in that case, if we send X numbers of Sukhoi 30 to them, they in turn will be able to replenish with Sukhoi 30 MKI. This is what their proposals are. This discussion between our side and the Russian side is going on. The fifth generation aircraft does not exist. Really speaking, Sukhoi 30 MKI is a generation ahead aircraft because it has a number of features which are not available with the current aircraft of any country. We want something more than that. These kind of discussions are going on. Since we are quite familiar with the Russian design organizations, there were quite a bit of discussions going on, but we will only take if the Air Force thinks that aircraft is indeed a generation ahead of Sukhoi 30 MKI. The other question that you have raised and very validity is this: is howl chewing more than it can bite? HAL has been formed in such a manner that it has everything. HAL, really speaking, is 5 different companies. It has accessories, it has engine manufacturers, it has the main airframe. HAL does a fair amount of outsourcing so that if the numbers of aircraft increase, then it can have larger number of outsourcing ventures from which it can outsource, etc. I would request the chairman of HAL to say something on this. In the past, we were making MiG series in Nasik and the corresponding engine in Koraput. The other division is doing the earlier, older type Kiran, Jaguar, etc. The same scenario is that today MiGs are closed, Sukhoi 30 and the corresponding engine will be done in the new plant that is being put up in Nasik and Koraput. That takes care of Sukhoi 30. Knowledge is there in Bangalore. Jaguar new batch of 20 Striker are being done. Then let us take Kanpur. Kanpur is presently doing Dornier for Navy and some of others. By the time the Dornier is finished, AJT will go to Kanpur. Like that, we have helicopters, which is a separate group. It is rupees 1100 crore worth of business. The single division did it this year for ALHS and Cheetah upgrade, etc. We have always handled multiple programs and we will be distributing this to all the divisions in the future too. In terms of divisions, there are 16 divisions and 9 R&D centers. R&D centers take care of all the upgrades. Jaguar upgrade has been done at Bangalore. The transport aircraft upgrade is done at Kanpur. Sukhoi 30 upgrade will be done and handled at Nasik. So we are handling the design and others. Coming to outsourcing, last year we did about 180 crore worth of components and assemblies. I am not talking about services. This year we have done about rupees 280 crore. We are increasing exponentially. The turnover is rupees 5400 crore, of which rupees 280 crore was on components alone. We are rapidly going in for outsourcing, both for Sukhoi 30, which is our new program, and we are not doing Jaguar because we have all the facilities. Similar is the case with ALH.